Hello, hello. God, you can still hear him. I don't care, by the way. Just FYI. There we go. How do I switch it to the different camera? Quality, playback speed, captions. This is not wanting to work the way I was hoping it would. Okay. So we're just going to exit out and do it the old-fashioned way today. I'll have to do some research. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. We're on. So if anybody joins us, we'll know. Got it. Just two. Right. And the cool thing is that Bella is, look at Dante. He's dying.
Yeah,
He wants to play with Zeusers.
Yes. He literally, we came, sat over here, he came over here, we went around, he came around the other way. He literally was stalking us. It was really funny.
Well, yeah, I know. I knew something was up.
Yeah.
I didn't know what, but I knew something
because I'm like trying to keep him quiet. Dante, stop.
Yeah. Oh no, Dante's not gonna stop. Neither is Zeus, for that matter.
Right. Well, and that's what happened out in the thing. He was out there, and then Dante came over, and he stuck his head right in over top of Zeus's head.
Oh yeah, of course he did.
So that's the first time he was barking. I'm like,
oh no, I heard all the times he was barking. We got to fix that because that can't happen. If you're trying to work, you can't have that. That's part of the reasons I don't have a dog. It's because I know that you can't have that. If you're on a call with a client, you can't have that in the background. Oh, sorry, I'm at my pool.
Right.
You have to be professional. You know, these people with their kids screaming in the background because they couldn't get daycare, and this is the new world.
This feels hot. I gotta move this over.
Like my friend Ray, he goes live and does stuff, and his kids, you hear him in the background once in a while, but it's like, hi, I have kids, not like I was watching a YouTube on how to make chicken and dumplings, and it was killing me because her kids were crying and screaming while she was doing the YouTube.
Oh, wow.
You gotta be kidding me. Right.
Okay, but we haven't started to record yet, right?
No, we haven't done anything yet because nobody's on the live.
Okay, I see. But we are.
Yeah, we're good as long as nobody's on the live. And I don't really have I did that last time too, didn't I?
And then you fixed it.
Man, and it stinks in here.
It does?
Fix that. You don't smell it? I smell it. Ugh.
Maybe it's me.
No, it's the fly trap down there at the end.
Oh, okay.
So I have a lake.
Yes.
I have a lake. I thought it was going down, but I don't think it is. Thank you for getting this off of here. Remind me at the end, because if it stays on the whiteboard, the other thing I could do too is just super glue this.
Oh, yeah.
Just glue it together.
I mean, yeah, for $100.
Well, yeah. I mean, for this weekend, I might try it, but it's screwed on here. So I'm going to have to kind of jury rig it. And for this weekend, I'm not that worried because it's fucking free anyway. But for when I have people paying $7,000, they need a whiteboard that isn't busted. Just like, dog barking in the background. It's all about professionalism. Let's see if I just do that. There we go. Let's put a dot in the center. That helps. That's good. Yeah. And then somebody busted this fucking thing.
Huh.
Oh, fly spray. I think we don't need fly spray. I don't think it's too hot. And then, gosh, what was it that
They seem to like the soggy grass.
that's so weird. That's, I think, a Bella thing. I don't think that's an everybody thing.
Mm. Well, I noticed her and Tuesday.
Is that her? No, is that her?
They're eating.
Anybody on?
Nope.
No crap.
Holiday.
What's that?
It's a holiday.
Oh, that's true. I keep
Picnicking and
forgetting
stuff like
because
that.
I don't
Yeah.
celebrate holidays.
Right.
Like
I know.
people. What's that?
Same here.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. It's like it's a weekend. Oh, well, you know.
it is?
Yeah, real estate. There's no weekend.
Yeah. I look for real estate on the weekend, on Sundays,
Right, exactly.
which is what everybody else does.
Mhm.
Stick, got a cookie. All right, I'm gonna take a puff and then we will rock and actually, yeah, no, we'll write them up here today. Yeah, this thing keeps getting more precarious. Because Tuesday was messing with it the other day with her getting the markers off the thing. I swear, do you think Zeus is a problem?
Yeah, these guys like to find trouble.
They do.
They do. I've witnessed it.
You see it. They're jerks. Sometimes I want to say, you guys are being jerks. The other day, when I wanted to yell fuck 4 times,
Yeah.
that was before Frisky. It was the day Frisky died.
Oh.
It was that afternoon. And the guy that was supposed to do, photographs and stuff, he showed up and we were both looking at each other and we were like, can't do it. Like we had nothing left. It was such a weird fucked up day. We didn't even do the photo shoot, which it was actually great for me because now I'm like, all right, get 5 pounds off before I'm back, Just such bullshit because I know I'm not. I'm not eating chicken and dumplings and brownies. I'm not. All right.
I'll wait after.
Dice butter.
The Zoom isn't recording yet either.
No, it shouldn't be.
Okay, I'm going to tell them.
If it is, then
it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
They need to stop it.
I know, because I
It's starting
know.
over.
Exactly. That's, I'm like, what are you saying over there?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I was more I'm going to
God damn it.
smoke or whatever you said. Take a puff. That was it. I was like,
Oh my God. And I was like so stressed out to be here, like right at 3. Bella. I got my water shoes on too, so we might actually just go play in the water today. That would be kind of fun. All right, are we ready?
we're ready. If you want me to press record,
Yes, let's roll.
hold on.
Hey everyone, it's Jen Zoe here, and I'm so excited for yet another self-discovery challenge. We do these about once a month. I've got my good friend Cassandra behind the camera, and you know what? Hit stop real quick. We're gonna start this whole thing over. Hit pause on the recording on my Zoom. I'm gonna close this because I still get a ton of feedback. I thought this would help with the light, but let's just turn on the light.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I looked up and I'm thinking she could use some lights in here.
Yeah, well, the light, let's turn them on. Like, that's better. And it's a cloudy day and we usually have sun.
Did you
All
want
right.
that closed?
Yes, I did because, well, I don't know, because I get a huge echo.
Oh, you think that's an
I know that, let's see if it makes any difference to.
It feels like it would echo more with it open.
You think it would
Or
make it
closed,
less?
I mean.
Closed might make it worse, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, well, we'll try it. All right, one more time. Ready? And take 2. Hey, everyone, it's Jen Zoe, and welcome to the Self-Discovery Challenge. I am so excited for us to go down this journey together, going through each one of the personality types, learning a little bit about yourself and the people you love and care about. We do this about once a month. The next 5 days are going to be incredible, and I'm so excited to serve you. Are you guys ready to get started? Me too. So who here has taken like a personality profile or like Myers-Briggs or DISC profile, something like that? Yeah, like know a little bit about who you are. Do you remember very much about those? No, you kind of like, well, I think I'm like high D or an INFQ or a PDNF or wait, I don't really remember. You might go, oh, I know if I'm an extrovert or an introvert, but how do you really know? And I think what's really important to understand about that is learning through a horse is the way we're going to understand and see it and feel it and touch it and smell it. And if you do choose to come here, all of those things in person. So I have 4 different horses. I actually have 5, don't worry. We'll get to Little Tuesday by the end of the week, but 4 that are very different in their personalities. Dante is like my 1,200-pound Tony Robbins. Bella is kind of like me, or like Robin Williams in horse form, extroverted and just really gregarious. Maverick is that like that kind of that shrinking violet, but also the one that nurtures and cares for the entire herd. And Trace, who's sort of like the calculating, the analyzer, the observer. So we each have our different personality types, and we're going to learn a little bit about that through horses. Now, why should I care about that? Like, why should I care about what my personality is or what my type is? I'm just me. I don't know what that even looks like. Why should I care? Well, have you ever gotten into a toxic relationship or had a personality conflict with someone? Yeah, me too. For 17 years, I was with a man that I struggled with for, back and forth, back and forth. And if I had known some of these things, I would have ended the relationship anyway, but I would have done it stay in a relationship a little too or a lot too long. I know I have as well. Looking back at that, those red flags that we burn and ignore are the ones that actually make us go, I really need to figure out who I am. Now that's a good thing. And if you're here, you've probably had enough of burn. No more red flags. I want green flags only in the relationships that I have, whether they're personal or professional. So understanding what I'm going to show you through a little bit of whiteboard work and some playing with the horses will help you understand and answer some of those questions. And if you do choose to continue the journey with me, whether you come and join my mastermind or do a retreat in person, you'll get a taste of what it actually feels like to know how, when, and with whom to interact at what level. When do we give the car like Oprah? And when do we give the compliment like the most of us? Because not everybody can afford to give a car to everybody. But a lot of times we give our hearts or things that we can't afford to give away to everybody. And then we wonder why we get taken advantage of, keep attracting narcissists, don't get the raise at work, get bullied by our peers. Like all of these things tend to show up when we go, I don't know who I am, what I want, how to get it, and all of these self-doubting questions that comes from our life experiences, what we're taught when we're children, and the things that we actually bring genetically and historically into our present moment. This is how we get to the heart of things, is by asking the most important question you can ask yourself. Who am I? Who am I? And even though this is going to be really fun and very informative, the deep dive into that journey comes when you start peeling back the layers, understanding how you think, how you process information. Are you a matcher, a mismatcher? What's the age of your soul? What's the level of consciousness? What are your innate characteristics? What's your archetype? Are you the magician? Are you the lover? What are you and who are you? And when you really can get a clear message and an understanding about who you are, and very specifically through horses, because they are a mirror. They are, and not like your dogs. This isn't like that, because dogs are predators and they have the eyes on the fronts of their heads like we do. Whereas horses are prey animals and they're scanning for the inconsistencies in the horizon, looking for danger. They are flight animals running away from the predator. And we, as the apex predator, now have learned how to be that apex predator for ourselves, putting ourselves in these self-doubt situations. So tapping back into who you are at this very deep and almost carnal level will help you do so many things. I can't even, I just got bottlenecked there for a second. Be your authentic self. Stop apologizing unnecessarily. Like, oh, I'm sorry, what, for breathing? Then you owe $1. And it's kind of a fun little way to just raise awareness for how often we use I'm sorry as a softener in conversations, as a way to like meet them where they're at. We had a really lively discussion on my mastermind a couple weeks ago where someone said, yeah, well, I just want somebody to meet me where I'm at. And I'm like, ain't it gonna happen? I will not come down and slum with you. I will have compassion. I will be supportive. I will even be directive or coaching if necessary, but in no way, shape, or form am I going to lower my vibration to come and be and meet you where you're at. I'm going to stay at this vibration because otherwise the rotten apple wins, right? And I'm not calling you a rotten apple. Hang on. But what, we want to bring that level of vibration up. And our tendency is, as a culture, be trained to commiserate through complaining and trauma bond. And when you're commiserating with somebody over some kind of catastrophe or circumstance, and oh, you can't pay the rent. Oh yeah, well, I had a hard time with that too. And then next thing you know, you are hardwiring your brain to talk about the negativity, to commiserate with them. And that, my friends, is a counterfeit connection. But when you know who you are, you will stand in your truth. You will rise and keep achieving more things about how you can interact with people that are having like a low vibration day. One of my friends says it all the time. She's like, man, I just had a day. Tell me something good about yours to lift me up, rather than, hey, Chen, you are not going to believe what happened today. And because then I'm like, oh boy, let me pull up a chair and get my popcorn for this one, So on the other hand, when you could respond with, oh, Jen, you're not going to believe what happened today. See the difference? So when you're with somebody that's having a, I can't believe I ate the whole thing kind of day, be here, stay here, and have them meet you where you're at. And never lower your vibration below where your standards are to be to give someone a hand up. Because otherwise it's just a hand out, and when you put your hand out, you're going to cut your fingers off 1/4 inch at a time. Drowning's trying to save the drowning person. When they are ready and the student is ready, the teacher appears. Yeah. So once you know this, and we're going to start with Miss Bella today. Once you know each of these, this is just like layer number uno. There's so much to this onion, right? And it's not a glass one, although that's a good movie. When you understand that Bella is feisty and playful and also skeptical, but is also a pleaser. When she's skeptical, a lot of times she's skeptical of herself. She's skeptical of her own. Are you sure you're making the right decision? Are you sure you should go out on a date with that guy? And you're like, yeah, let's do that, right? Because the skeptic pleaser dynamic, right? The skeptic pleaser, when you're skeptical of yourself and you want to please others, that queen is the burner of the red flags. She's the one that's like, I'm just gonna take this little red flag and add it over here, right? Because you're skeptical of your own what? Your own truth, your own intuition. And we tend to challenge our gut with our skepticism and our conditioned response to please. Did that hit home with anybody? I think that actually just hit home with me a little. So they're pleasers. They're also high energy, right? My high energy, maybe I'm a little bit of a Bella, right? So I do have those Bella tendencies. If you look at it, I live right about here. I live in Bella, but I visit Dante on the holidays. Like I have that when we get to Dante, you'll see where when you know this, you're going to say, oh, she's right. And I can tell when she's a Bella and I can tell when she's a Dante. So you can tell when those sorts of personality traits start to show up in different circumstances. And on day 5 of this challenge, I'm going to give you the 5 adaptives, which talk about how you shift from one personality type to another, because we have all of them within us. Some people are like, that's BS, Jen. I don't do that all the time. I'm this too. Yes, of course you are, because we have all of this within us. In fact, right here is nirvana, which is the point. Like points don't actually exist in mathematics if you want to get all techie and geeky like me, but there is no point. That's why nirvana is always like the next beautiful thing. The next beautiful thing. And she is high energy and she is a pleaser and she's the lover, which is a beautiful thing. She's like, I love everyone. And if you talk to a Bella and you invite her to the party and she goes, oh, can I bring anything? You go, yeah, just bring a bottle of wine. She's like, oh, well, I don't drink, but I used to, but that was a problem. No, so I don't want to have that, but maybe there are other people that don't drink. So I need to bring cider. Well, but she asked for a bottle of wine. So I probably should get a bottle of wine too. I should have, damn it. I want to call her back. I forgot to ask if she wanted red or white. Well, I just got off the phone with her and then said she was picking up her kid. Now I'm in the grocery store now. I don't want to bug her. So, okay, I'll just get all 3 because they have a buy 3, get 1 free sale. And champagne. Champagne too. So I got a red, a white, a champagne, a cider. All bases are covered just in case the pleaser doesn't do everything to make sure she satisfies everybody while cutting your finger off 1/4 inch at a time, right? So she is the pleaser because she is a lover. So you guys, these things here, you put these things together, you got a high energy, self-skeptic that wants to please everyone. That's the lover. What are you going to get, right? In the beginning of the relationship, love bomb, right? And that's what they are. They're very good at beginnings, right? They're very good at beginnings. They're ideas. They are dreamers. And, if you think like right brain, left brain, they're more of that creative type. Creative. But they're also going, I'm not okay. You're okay. Right? They're like, I would have been okay. Just my Dante-ness would be like, whatever's right there. Let's go. We're going to a party. Right. So that's the bottle of wine I'm taking. Or if I'm a sommelier or if that's my thing, then I'll bring this bottle of wine. Right. So there's different ways to look at it, but she's bringing the wine a lot of times because she's not okay. And she wants to make sure that by bringing all of this wine, she will get the validation that she is okay. Now I'm going with the Bella that has a trouble with leaving toxic relationships, that has a hard time confronting her boss at work, that has a little bit of self-doubt. When we talk about the Bella that when we get out with Bella, you're going to see how to transform some of these skeptics and say, I'm actually skeptical of other people because I know who I am. I might just snap a Z on that or something. Like I'm not too old to snap Z's these days. Yeah. So we look at these things and we go, what else do they do? They ask the question, what if? What kind of questions do they ask? They ask what if questions. And if they're confident, they ask what if questions from a curiosity perspective. Well, what if we did that? That would be what if I added sour cream to that stroganoff dish? That would be really good, right? Or if they're triggered or unconfident, they're asking what if questions. What if I left the water on at the barn? What if I left the stove on at the house? What if the horse kicks the kid in the head? What if see how you can catastrophize from one perspective and something else in the other? Need to come up with a good C word that goes with that one. But that's what you think, the what if, right? And you got the lover, you got the things, they're beginners, they're idea people. Do they talk a lot or a little? A lot. Nobody likes a lippy woman. But when you ask a horse, a Bella horse, and a horse persona, an open-ended question, make sure you have plenty of time. Like that's when you're glad she brought more than 1 bottle of wine, because that's how long they can go. Right now, the beautiful thing about that is that actually is a very feminine trait, and they are great storytellers if they're not in a space where they can't focus. A lot of times, Bellas are mislabeled with ADHD. I don't believe that ADHD exists at the level that we are told it exists today. Now, that might not be a very popular opinion, but I know myself because I would have been on the special chocolates and the Ritalin and Adderall if I was a kid these days. Hyperactivity and attention deficit. Dude, nuh-uh. I just have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of questions. I ask them quickly with high energy, right? And I'm creative and I'm good at beginnings, right? That is an ADHD. That just is not in alignment with the traditional Prussian model of today's school system. The Prussians developed our school system. Anybody know history well enough to know how long ago Prussia was developing school systems? Right? And it was an indoctrination from the industrial age mindset of the robber barons wanted a workforce, right? They wanted a yes man, we will do a job workforce, right? Bellas don't fit that mold very good. In fact, I spent a lot of time in the hall when I was in school. Don't tell my mom. So we are the ones that tend to get in trouble. And these two as well, Dante's are the worst. And when we get to Dante, you'll see what that looks like. So what happens when a Bella what happens when you have a Bella and she's triggered? When a Bella is triggered or in a fight flight state, these guys flight, Bella's flight, they run their mouths, right? Or then they run their feet and then they overachieve and then they try and do too many projects at once. And then we have 17 things going on at once, right? Sounds like ADHD, does it not? It's not. We are in a micro trigger of a flight response to whether or not we got the right kind of wine for the party we attended 2 years ago, right? So that is not ADHD. That is a flight response to a micro trigger. So when they are in that flight response, they can seem crazy, right? Crazy HD. That's what it is. We seem crazy. We're like, we can't focus, and that's the problem. When we are in a flight state, we have a hard time focusing. We're so crazy. We're like, I don't care what, just not this. Bad relationship, I don't care where I go, I just can't stay here. All right, well, there's the frying pan, there's the fire. Take your pick, right? So when you go here and you're not focused, this is when you see stories about horses running through barbed wire fences. And I'm not talking about war horse. I'm talking about like they run through a fence or they run off because they're in that flight mode. And we could talk about flight lines. We could talk about how long your triggers last, where they come from in your adaptive state. So a crazy about when a Bella is unfocused, and this is the chicken or the egg, it's because they don't feel safe. Now, when we go out here and look at Bella here in a second, she's gonna look like she feels so safe because she's out and outstanding in her field. But then I'm gonna enter the picture, right? So where is her adaptive? So now I'm going to go through them on Friday in depth as your bonus materials, but I'll go through them right now. Real quick. Environment, learner, leader, herd, and themselves. Those 5 things. So one of those things is getting ready to change. Actually, 3 of them. She's going to have a different leader. We're going to put her in a little bit different environment, although not much. And then we're going to do something different with her. We're going to leader and learner and a little bit of environment. Right? So we're going to take her out, put her in a learning situation where she has to now adapt her own personality type to those 3 different shifts, right? Now, does she do it in a positive way? Like, ooh, what if we added something? Or does she do it, oh, what if she hits me with that stick, right? Which incidentally comes to a little bit of the equipment that we use. Yeah, you can go ahead and take it off. So we're getting ready to head out and go see Miss Bella. This is a stick, not a whip. Hashtag, not a whip. It's like an extension of my arm. And in fact, we were working with a horse that had an injury up underneath his back legs, and they can really nail you from back there. And so I didn't want to risk putting my hand down there to see if I could touch him and get my head kicked off. So I'm like, I'm wondering, can I pet him here? And he kicked at the stick. And I was like, how about, can I pet him here? So this isn't something we ever use to tag the horse or go after the horse to whack him or smack him. If they get tagged or something like that, it's because I stood in my truth, knew who I was. And it's like, if you're ever a little kid, remember sticking your finger in the fan blade, it's like that. All right, let's go see what Bella's up to. I'm going to actually, Dean Graziosi, says I'm going to ethically bribe, but there is no such thing. There's either an exchange or services or a transfer of energy. There is no ethical bribe, but I did get a cookie. So let's see. Now we have little Tuesday, who you're going to get to see on Friday. And she goes, what do you mean? Every day is Tuesday. And she was an orphan. Hi, Bella. And her mother actually rejected her. So I'm just going to observe Bella. And we're going to see, like right now, does she look like she's in a triggered state? No, she's out there chilling, doing her thing, eating some grass. Now, did she notice me? Of course she did. She's got her eye on me right now. She's looking directly at me. Her ears are pointed towards me. Her right ear is now pointed towards me, and just her right eye is looking at me. So I'm paying attention to all of these things. And I'm doing now, I could have probably even started further back. I'm doing as little as I can to attract her attention. Like, I would love for her if I like, Bella, come here, girl. And she brought her head up and like galloped towards me. Bella, Bella. Okay, so now I know that that's a no. I don't have that level of rapport to just walk out in the field and whistle and have her come, right? So I actually might have to have a little bit more of a conversation with her. Now, I could go get her. I could go walk right on out there, put the halter on, bribe her with a cookie, and then do stuff with her. But am I going to have a better relationship at the end of it if I did that? Or am I going to have a more challenging time building the relationship if I go and do things without her at least interest or slight curiosity? Now, if it's a got you situation, then that's when there she is. So I had to walk about maybe 15 feet away from where I was standing. And notice too, I didn't go directly towards her. You know, us Bellas, flight animals, like, you love bomb us. It might feel good then for a second, but then we're like, you're getting a little creepy. So, right. So balancing that. And I'm watching too. I'm watching her body language. And as she's good. She's fine. But I want to make sure that she has the desire to be with me. I want to make sure that she wants to interact. Hi, mama. And then I might take a step or two back and start walking with her instead of like continuing to go towards her. And you guys, those of you that are in sales, that right there is hi mama, hi mama, aww, hi mama, right? That is the quintessential when in doubt, lean out and shut your damn mouth once you've made the sale. A lot of times we keep selling after we've made the sale. And like she's here. Don't ding dong around, put the halter on, give her the damn cookie, right? Once she's in, believe her. It's just like what Oprah says. You know, when they show up, how they show up, believe them. Here, all right, you can have the cookie. Here you go. Now I'm going to hang out because if she leaves after the cookie, she wants more cookies. Now, you guys, just to be clear, I would not do this if I couldn't do it without the cookie, right? I wouldn't do it if I couldn't do it without the cookie. Now, that she's like, maybe not. Okay, then I'm going to ask right there. Thank you. Nope. Because now she's just after, now I'm turning into a Pez dispenser. She's like, oh, you're not interested anymore. But wait, just a kidding. This is that what if. I don't know. Should I stay? Should I stay? Oh, should I go now? Hi, mama. Nope. She doesn't want the halter. But she can't stand it. She's like, but you might have another cookie. I have no more cookies. Right? Now, could I put the halter on her? Sure, of course. I could throw the rope over her neck and grab her, right? Or not. And in which case, I might go, well, ooh, storms. Little thunder. Little thunder. I might have to get a little more interesting than that cookie. Now, those are really good cookies. Those are probably like the best horse cookies I have ever had ever. Well, my horse is not me. But it's really important. Hi, there she is. You want to play in the water? I have socks on. But I really still want it. But see how when it was all said and done, I could have just like When they show up, like, do it. Don't wait for 3 years. You know, if you want to put a ring on it, right? Like Beyonce says, like now she's in her head. I waited too long. I gave before I did the halter. So now I have to actually reconvince her that I have something interesting to say. Hey, you want to play? But now she's being what? Skeptical, isn't she? She's being a little skeptical of what I want. I did that whole creepy, here's a cookie, sweetie. Right? Follow her. Because you guys can still hear me. So now what happened? She got in her head. Trust isn't there. It was all about the cookie. Has nothing to do with the relationship. Like now I have to go build this back with her. Now, as an Arabian, can you come over? Come on over. There you go, baby girl. What? I have no more cookies. I have no more cookies. You're drooling. But I want her to know what I'm doing. I don't want to like slap the halter on really quick. But I'm also not going to beg for it. Right. So instead of trying to put the halter on, which I tried a couple of times, didn't work, I'll leave and wait for her to ask. And I quote Alex Hormozy with this all the time. He says, give until they ask. And that doesn't mean like just sit here and Pez dispenser cookies to her. But what it does mean is get her permission. And now that it was that was a perfect little trigger. Like everything was all fine and good until I showed up. And then it wasn't fine and good anymore. Right. And now she's asking. So this is what Alex Hormozy says when he starts, when he talks about marketing. He says, give until they ask. And just give them love, give them space. When in doubt, lean out, give them more information, give them more reasons to buy, give them something, give them, a deadline, do something to lean out from the situation so they have a chance to make the decision about whether or not what they want to engage in business with you personally or professionally. Hi, Mama. So now I'm going to blow her mind. Hi. See, I got sucked into the give a mouse a cookie nonsense. I'm just going to take the halter off. You're like all the horse people like, you just called her. Exactly. Exactly. It's like, maybe I take the ring off and say, are you sure you want to marry me? Right. And I'm not saying that to create self-doubt in her. I'm actually saying it to create certainty in her so she can actually know that she's making good decisions for herself. Hi. Hi, Mama. Hi. You want to come back and play? So this actually will help her be more empowered with her decision-making process. When she feels like when I go to her and I can ask something small and then I don't ask anything more. Like, because that's a lot of the reasons like, oh, I keep giving. And every time I show up, she asks for more when I gave everything I had the first time. And after a while, you just get tired of giving. And, these horses are like the giving tree in the first place. They'll give and hi, sweet girl. And that was some relaxation, right? I want her to think about what I'm asking her to do and be okay with it and be confident. Now that blowout, look how she's kind of standing funny. I'm going to wait for her to think through this a little bit and say, yeah, I do. Actually, it's a holy hell yes. Because a lot of times Bellas say yes, and then they want to leave. If you guys are in marketing, this is how you help a Bella. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Otherwise you got to have a really good refund policy in place, which I also encourage. Because when a Bella buys, 5 minutes after they buy, they want their money back. Happens a lot. They have a lot of cognitive dissonance. Why? Because they are skeptical of themselves. They're worried about their what ifs, and they need a lot more certainty. Now you see how she's coming to me a little bit calmer, her head's down a little bit more. We're like kind of nibbling at the halter now. You want to play? I'm getting a little bit different information from her. So I'm going to actually help her. You want to play again? And now I feel like I could actually do something with her this time instead of just put the halter on and take it off. I think she actually would be okay if we moved around or did something. There we go. Now, in her defense, she has a history. You know, if you guys have ever been in a nasty relationship or an abusive relationship or, you know, something where somebody didn't treat you with the ultimate kindness or had experienced a betrayal, and I'll keep going until it qualifies everybody that's listening, you're going to be, you know, you're going to have that little bit of skepticism, which I encourage. But you don't want it to get to the point that you're like, all right, I'm never trusting anybody ever again, right? Including myself, because then you get to that point where you're not trusting yourself. You're skeptical of yourself, get the idea, and it creates a vicious cycle. So we're going to play out here today. You want to play Bella Bella? So I'm going to let her move around, but see how kind of we're at in sort of this mosey mo. I'm not going to all of a sudden start, you know, salsa dancing with her, although we might get there. We might do the cha-cha. Right. And hear the horses in the background over here, all exhaling, blowing out, different things. Oh my gosh, how did this get messed up? Dante was playing with it the other day, so we're going to blame him. When in doubt, blame Dante. That's easy. It's usually his fault anyway, right?
Yeah.
Careful if you have a Dante Bella like me and you go around saying stuff like, well, you know, you can take it, but you sure know how to dish it out. If there's Bella in there, you just blew their popcorn. Because that was me. My family, they're hard, man. They pick on me, and I'm baby sister. You know, I'm the baby of the family. And so I fight back. I'm trying to my and they're like, well, you know how to dish it. I'm like, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying not for So there we go. And I'll take my time. Like, there she goes. There's a nice lick and chew. I have boundaries with my Bella. It's tough to have boundaries with a Bella because they either react volatilely, like she did, kind of trotting around, or you hurt their feelings and they cry. Right. So it's like I still will have a boundaries with my Bella. And the cool thing about that is that when you do get those boundaries with the Bella and you keep the same boundaries and you're consistent with them, they start to trust that it's the boundary and not them, right? They realize it's the fan blade that they're sticking their fingers into. And to stop that crap, then you coming at them with the fan blade, right? So I'm going to go a little with her today than I know, because she had a little bit of and there she made an assumption. She decided to go that way when I'm clearly asking her to go this there. That's better. Very nice. And I'm just going to let her move. But I'm not going to let her lose her mind. That's nice. Right? Because one of you guys have to have your act together. Hi, girl. And most of the time, if a Bella is triggered, it's not them. If they are triggered, it is not them. And you're like, well, does a Bella ever get her shit together? Yes, she do. Watch. She's already getting her shit together because why? I've been absolutely consistent with everything I've ever done with her since yesterday. And I say that because you can't set your same foot in the same river twice. And so now I didn't ask her to do that. And I'm not going to make her feel wrong for doing it. But I also don't want to teach her to assume that when I go out, that when she goes out at the end of the rope, that it's going to be a circle. So we'll try again so she doesn't make that assumption and she can be clear. Now, with a Bella, if I had allowed her to do that, she would now start to question herself when she gets out here, and I don't want her to circle, and I have to get big and say, don't circle, right? So if she can't stand here and be calm and not make an assumption, there's a nice lick and chew. There's her head down. Now we're going to let her relax in even more, and I'm going to blow her mind again. Now, I'm looking at this from the horse's eyes and how I'm treating her, but I want you to think about it philosophically and categorically, because it's super important to understand that the way I am doing this with her is the way I do this with my human Bellas. So instead of her bringing her back to me, which is kind of what she wants to do, she wants to kind of cuddle with me, and she weighs too much for that. I will go to her and say, you're okay. in your own space. You're okay in your own place. You can't stand here and be on your own. So I'll back her back out and see there. That's better. She's getting straighter. She's thinking about it. And I want her to go almost all the way to the end of the line. Now, Tuesday's going to be in the way, but that's okay. Tuesday will move. There we go. One more step. Thank you. There we go. Very nice. And now she didn't assume the circle this time, which is good. But I do have her attention, which is also good. So now I'm going to ask her to go. That's it. Yes. There we go. Nice. Tuesday's biting the rope. That's it. That's it. And now we got a nice soft walk. Lick and chew. Her head's nice and level. And we're actually having a conversation. If you have your friend that's a Bella and you can't have a conversation with her. Now she started trotting, but I didn't ask for the trot. So I'm going to say that's okay. I get it. You need to run your mouth. You need to vent, right? You need to vent. You need to move your feet. But you're going to move your feet, then move them backwards. We're going to have a constructive conversation. We're not going to commiserate through catastrophe. Right. Now that took me a little bit more to back her out, which is, how interesting. Her choice to poop right now. This tells me that she's concerned about what's happening. And as I was saying earlier, in her defense, it's a little bit of her learned behavior because she was at a rescue. And I mean, she's gorgeous, obviously. Now, I'd like for her to stay walking, but we'll see what she does behind my back. And a lot of people played with her, and she's a very fast, high energy horse as it is. And if she can make it past the camera without trotting, I didn't want the trot. There we go. Now I can just see how little it takes to interrupt the pattern. I just want one circle at the walk. She started walking right in front of us, which will be my 12 o'clock. And so I'm going to be her rock because one of you guys has to have your act together. And again, if she's getting worried or triggered, it's probably not her. So that's better. And I'm going to be like reassuring and telling her that she's doing all the right things and everything looks good. That's beautiful. Oh, we got past the camera. So now I'll say that was all I wanted. And then she can start to feel, this is important, you guys. And if you learn nothing else from this entire week, learn this. She can feel like feeling good is okay. She can feel good about feeling good. A lot of times we get so indoctrinated to the idea that our life is struggle and strife and suffering and pain that when we do feel good, we have to do something like trot, more action, more calories, more something. It cannot be this good. And we start catastrophizing things from here. What if? Oh shit, I better trot. What if? Oh shit, I better send out more emails, make more sales calls, be a better husband, a better lover, a better wife, a better child, a better student, blah, 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 blah. I better be better because what? As I am, I'm not enough. As I am, I'm not enough. So let's see if she can get soft again this time. How many times do you feel like you're not enough? Right? And you have to do more, be more, act more, go faster, work harder, hustle more. Right? We don't want to get addicted to the hustle. Now I'm asking for the trot this time. Just in my energy. I'm just going to think. Actually, I'm not even going to bring my energy up. Just going to think trot. I'm not going to, because getting her to trot's easy, right? I'm going to give her all the chance she needs. That's nice. Nice and relaxed. Now let's see. That was very nice. Now I don't want her to get worried, so I'll say that's it. Now stay out there. 1, 2, there we go. And then just relax. Empowering her to be able to stay emotionally under control, to guide her emotions and let them guide her rather than let them control her. Right? You want to go the other direction? See how I have 2 eyes, 2 ears? There we go. Just the walk. Yeah. Good questions. Now she's asking questions. And you see she got uncertain there. So if she gets uncertain, as her rock, I'm going to come over and give her some certainty. It's okay. You don't have to stress out. You don't have to make 50,000 phone calls today while making a 7-course meal. And also, be really good at the violin. You don't have to do all of it all the time, everywhere. It's okay. Stop scrolling through social media and start feeling like you aren't enough, because when you watch 30 people be really good at one thing, that you now feel like you need to be one person good at 30 things. There we go. She's got a bad old fly bothering her. Yeah, I see it, but I can't get to it. Other way. There we go. Very nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and let her trot. Allow her to trot. Invite the trot. Just letting her take over is like the assumptions, right? Now I see you're getting a little concerned, like not worried, but just like, hey, am I doing the right thing? So yeah, just a little bit more reassurance. You're okay, right? And tuning in. Man, wouldn't you love to have a friend like me? I sound like Jeannie from The Lamp. You ain't never seen a friend like me, right? Somebody that takes the time and asks you the valuable questions, that says, I'm here for you and with you, never to you or against you. Now look at that. Nice. Heads down, nice and relaxed. All she needed was that one more little bit of information that helped her know that she was okay. That's it. Very nice. Here we go. Now I'm going to invite the trot. I'm just going to invite with her. That's it. I'm going to see if she can keep her nice. That is very nice. That nice, soft demeanor. Nice quality trot. Even coming back down to a walk, right? Good job. I'd rather her be relaxed than rushed, because she's still going to make better progress than rushing through it. So here we go. I'm going to invite the trot. Keep saying ask. I mean invite. Invite the trot. That's it. Nice and relaxed. That's nice. That's nice. Whee! There's a nice lick and chew. And so now I'm going to start just having a little conversation with her with the rope. I'll bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Soften the circle. Stay soft. Make it smaller. Every time it changes hands, I take in another foot and allow her to connect. Very good. Nice. Yeah. Nice soft breath. Beautiful questions. Making sure that she's okay. If anything I ask her to, that's nice. Now I might just stay with her to support her a little bit more. Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody support you while you go through a little bit of something? See, as she's getting a little bit worried. It's okay, Mama. That's it. That's it. That's it. And she's very connected very more relaxed. She's still worried. She's still like, I don't know. Did I do it right? Am I okay? Did I bring the right wine? Do you need it? Should I help you clean up after? There's still like her ears are kind of a little bit all over the place. So just paying attention to that. I'm going to work with her a little bit more. But do you see how quick a person can feel like, oh, am I doing the right thing? And then how beautiful it can be when they figure out that they are. Not by what they're doing, but just how they're being. Because everything about what she did was beautiful, gave me beautiful conversation, pieces of information, some things that I can help her through, support her through, and direct her through to make her more confident, more trusting, and feeling more safe in herself. So stay tuned for the rest of the week. We're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, I always have something that's, oh, well, if you don't know me, wait, just wait. Is it okay if I over deliver? One of my favorite questions to ask. So lots of great fun to be having throughout the week. Today was Bella. Tomorrow will be Maverick, which will be interesting because he has a hip injury. But we're gonna roll with it and adapt because that's what we do here as Intergens. So make sure to you're subscribing to all my social media channels and especially my YouTube. I got some great videos on my YouTube channel. And remember to believe in yourself; it will change your life.